Hi, everybody. Did you know that the world's oldest continuously operating winery is over 2000 years old? Great traditions, like great people, become stronger by standing the test of time. As Abraham Lincoln once wisely said, in the end, it's not the years in your life that counts, it's the life in your years. Good morning, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests to meeting 284 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club of Area B4 District 227. Wondering why I'm speaking about wine and age and graceful and lot other factors? Our TMOD would brief you on that. Before we begin, let us align our digital environment with our three golden housekeeping rules. Rule number one, full commitment. Your calendar is blocked for the next 2 hours. Stay the entire time dedicated, challenge your comfort zone, and aim to grow. Rule number two, tech etiquette. Keep your videos turned on so we can see your postures, see you, and interact with you. Keep your audios muted and unmute yourself only when called upon. And with regard to the chat window, kindly make sure that you get into a conversation only when you need of an help or when there is a need to be. Otherwise, refrain from using the chat while someone is addressing us. Rule number three, mindful dialogue. While Toastmasters celebrates open expression, at here, the Gabby's Club, we strictly skip anything to do with controversy, be it of sex, religion, or politics. Let's stay responsible to our core mission, which is we provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self confidence and personal growth. Every exceptional vintage begins with careful craftsmanship. Likewise, every memorable Toastmasters meeting begins with an exceptional leader. Our presiding officer today is someone who has invested years in developing people, building leaders, and creating opportunities for growth. She's an entrepreneur with more than a decade of experience leading Proactive Consulting and Training LLP, a business intelligence and data analytics professional, a distinguished Toastmaster, and remember, a mentee of one of the visionary founding members who helped shape the Gabby's Toastmasters Club. She believes that leadership isn't about standing in front, it's about helping others move forward. Through her mentorship, encouragement, and unwavering commitment to excellence, she continues to inspire members to become better communicators and strong leaders. It is now my privilege to invite our leader who truly proves that excellence, maturely very beautiful with time, just like wine. Fellow Toastmasters and honored guests, please join in giving your virtual hands a loud burst to our presiding officer, distinguished Toastmaster Nancy Goyal. Over to you, presiding officer Nancy Goyal.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Chaitra. Ladies and gentlemen, my dear fellow Toastmasters, this was our Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Chaitra Lakshmi Narayan. Can we hear it for her quickly? Looking at the blank faces right now, I believe I'm not that audible. Is that true? Audible?
You are audible.
Clearly audible?
Clearly.
Yes, you are audible. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Okay.
are audible.
Okay, then we can continue. Well, I have taken up as the presiding officer for the meeting. I thought let's bring in some energy in the meeting by understanding why our members are here, what are their reasons to be part of the Gabbies. Last week we heard Toastmaster Prasang talking about his journey. Why did he join Gabbies? Today let's pick up somebody else and hear it from. I see so many hers here. Um, shall we hear it from Paduka, Toastmaster Paduka? Quick 1 minute story. What made you stay back at the Gabby's Toastmasters Club as a member?
Hmm.
Majorly two reasons, right? I'm in Toastmasters for improving my public speaking skills. So, of course, I'm in Toastmasters so that I need a platform where I can practice each and every week because practice makes a man perfect. And number two, someone I need a club which is also driven, right? Because the consistency matters, sustenance matters, right? You can be good for one day, but how can you good for each and every day at what you do, right? Plus, you don't need to be the best, but you need to strive towards that the good stuff, right? So that's what I saw the very first time when Nancy and Saurabh came to the TCS club. No, and that time I felt okay, they were good. Then I started attending your meetings, and then when I was looking to switch, find a new club during weekends. Then I didn't even blink. I know that Gab is the right place for me because I could see that what do you call is more of the effort to be on that journey to become the best. So yeah.
Thank you. Can we hear it for Toastmaster Paduka here? Well, we are because you are. The Gabbies is the Gabbies because of the members. Consistent efforts of each and every member who is sitting here, who is coming here week and week, after week, ensuring that these meetings happen. These meetings start on time. Every week we have our meeting at 10 o'clock and 7:30 p.m. on Tuesdays, and it's very rare case when you see that the meetings don't start on time. So that is one of the ways to look at the quality of the club, whether we are sticking to the time, the discipline, and that's what Paduka talked about. Thank you so much, Paduka. With this, I welcome you all to meeting number 284, which means it's already how many years? 6+ years since we are consistent, and cheers to many more years to come. Having said that, let's hear it from our guests. What made them join today's meeting, who they are, and where they come from. I see Anagha. Anagha, would you like to quickly introduce yourself?
Hello,
Hi, Anagha.
I'm Anagha, and this is my first Toastmasters meeting. I come from Bangalore, and I heard about Toastmasters through my mother, and she was like, "It's very good for public speaking, and then you could use it." And then I'm still doing engineering right now, so I hope to benefit from this, and I want to see what it feels like to be a part of a club like this.
Interesting. Welcome to the club, Anagha. We
Thank
look
you.
forward to having a wonderful experience with you as well. I see Shekhar Patiga. Shekhar, a quick 30-second introduction from yourself.
Myself, Shekhar Parya. I am from Rising Speaker Toastmasters Club and I am from District 228.
How long have you been a Toastmaster, Shekhar?
Around a year.
Oh, welcome to the Gabby's Toastmaster Shaker. I see Frederick. Frederick Melvin.
Hello, I'm Frederick Melvin. Um I'm a social worker. I'm reside at Chennai. I'm actually seeking for new opportunity. I'm waiting for the transition. I'm in the transition period to change the job. So I am the guest actually. I want to observe what is going on. Thank you.
Absolutely. Please be with us for the next 2 hours. I'm sure during the observation you'll learn from our speakers the way they speak or the kind of topics they bring to the table. Thank you so much for joining our
Thank
meeting today. I see Esha. Esha Raina.
Hi, sorry, I can't turn on my camera as it's not working. I'm
Okay.
from Mohali. I have joined through Mrs. Renu Kaushal's invite. I am a newcomer. I wanted to understand what is Gabby's and what do you guys do.
The moment you said you are from Mohali, I understood probably you are Renu's friend or Renu's connection. So thank you so much for joining, Isha. I see Tejasvi.
Hi, Nancy. Uh, Tejasvi here. So sorry, I'm not able to open my video camera right now.
Mhm.
But I did Toastmasters about 10 years ago, and it was a great experience. And joining back here, at that point, I was in Daffodils Toastmasters. I don't know if you're aware of the club, but yeah.
Yes, I'm aware of the club. Welcome to the Gabbies. I welcome all the guests to the Gabbies meeting 284. Well, while you all of you are not on camera, and I think that's gonna make it a little more difficult for the next section, the next person who's going to come up on screen. The next person, I would like to introduce him as a brave heart who has mustered all the courage that he had and probably all the humor in his different bones to come here and deliver a 2 to 3 minutes of humorous speech for all of us. Can we have him on stage? Please put your hands together for our joke master for today, Toastmaster Prasang Mani.
Thank you, Presiding Officer, for good morning, fellow Toastmaster and guests. I'm a software engineer, and today I'm going to talk about the biggest fight in my life, and that is working from home versus working from office. Both of them have their own problem, and I have suffered in both. But I will start with the work from home. On paper, it sounds like a dream. I don't have to travel. There's no traffic. I can wake up late. But the reality is different. Like when I'm doing work from home, I wake up 2 minutes before the meetings and I open my laptop, turn on the camera only from here because on top I'm wearing t-shirts, but on the bottom I'm wearing shorts and no seam. On the screen, I look a serious professional, but under the table, I'm already on the beach. And one of the golden rule of working from home is never ever stand up during video calls. And you know why? And there is a camera off magic. When the camera is off, I can do anything, literally anything. I can eat, I can lie down, I can sleep with my eye open when my manager is talking. But the moment someone says, Prasang, can you open your camera? Can you turn on your camera? My heart stops. I sit straight and fix my hair and pretend like I am listening everything. But I have no idea what is being discussed from last 20 minutes. And while I'm working from home, the biggest lie I tell myself that I am working. My mind is working, but on what? What to order for the lunch? And then snacks in my fridge keeps calling me every hour. Also, my bed is right there, looking at me, saying, Prasang, come just for 5 minutes. Nobody has ever taken 5 minutes nap and woken up. That is a myth. Now, coming to work from office, it is totally opposite. To reach office, I have to fight with Bangalore traffic for 1 hour. And by the time I reach office, I'm already tired. I'm already tired and my energy is finished. But my office has a free coffee. And free coffee tastes better than the Starbucks coffee. And this is a scientific fact. I can share the research paper also. But in office, I look serious, always typing something. But I'm chatting with my friends, sharing them reels and memes. But important thing is that I look focused. And in office, looking focused is 95% of the job. So which one is better? Work from office or work from home? I still don't know. When I'm working from home, I miss my friends. And when I'm working from office, I miss my bed. But one thing is common in both. In every meeting, there is someone saying, can everyone hear me? And there is always silence after this. So some things never change. be it work from home or work from office. Thank you. Over to you, presiding officer.
Well, Toastmaster Prasang, I think you should take stage more often. One observation I had on screen was so many people turned on their cameras just to listen to you or to show how lovely your jokes were. They were trying to laugh on camera, so that's a testimony in itself. Well, on this lighter note, it's time to move forward with our meeting towards the Toastmaster of the Day section. Toastmaster of the Day is someone who is more like an MC of the meeting, someone who would be walking us through a particular theme. Today's theme is Age Like a Fine Wine, and I'm really curious to know what we are going to learn today, whether it's about wine or whether it's about aging. If it's about aging, I'm all ears. Having talked about this theme a little, I think it's better we hear it from him. He is someone who's working as cloud architect. He's not providing any information about his job role, so I'm just trying to remember from our conversations. He's someone who's working as cloud architect with Amazon AWS. Someone who is an extrovert, someone who loves to bring in these quirky themes. Please put your hands together for our Toastmaster of the Day, distinguished Toastmaster Nithin Pathak.
Thank you so much, presiding officer, and I'm glad at least I'll have 1 years to this theme as it is about aging. Show of hands, how many of us are afraid of getting old? Yes, I can see people are, and this is somehow weird fear which we have growing up. I remember feeling odd when I turned 18. Oh, I've grown to 18. I felt weird when I turned 25. I felt weird when I turned 30. And I feel weird thinking of what will happen to a certain milestone as I keep on getting past that. What will happen to my life? And then Instagram and Pinterest are filling me up with some dapper looking old aged people. And I'm like, wow, this is what I aspire to be. I remember when I was growing up, I have folks around my house, and when they said that they were 32, 33 years of age, and I felt I don't want to be like or look like that when I'm 32, 33. Once I crossed those lines in my life, I was like, I don't feel as they felt, or probably how they appeared, or things like this. And I feel even in our generation, or maybe people around us, you ask someone age and you are taken aback. Oh, you don't look that age. And it's a great compliment to hear from people. And even if you see that, yes, you might hear from other things that you don't look your age. It's one of the best compliment I feel I can receive right now is that if someone tells me you don't look what you are aged as. And it's probably the fact that I think our generation and our timelines and right now what we are doing, we are probably taking care of ourselves a bit more than what our predecessors would have been doing in past. And that directly leads to how we feel, how we enjoy life, how we are able to do. And one of the things which we feel is that we should continue to do so. If we talk about normal scale, and let's say I am 38 right now, on a standard timeline, our lifespan is around 75, 76 years, 70 to 80. That means I'm not just around halfway there. So what all things I've done so far are just half. I still need to do the double of that for the rest of my life. And if I and my body and my mind do not stay right with me, it will not be a happy journey. And I don't want that. I personally don't want that. So today I'll talk about few things which will help us in a way that are extremely key for our body and our mind as we continue to get past each and every day, and how we can further improve and just continue to enjoy life as every moment that comes through this. And I love this quote in itself. It's age like 5'9". It is true about wine in itself, and I'm glad that it can be true about ourselves as well. Is my screen visible? Anyone?
Yes.
Great, thanks. Before we start anything, for the benefits of guests, today's meeting, the Toastmaster meeting, is divided into 3 sections. The first section is called the prepared speeches, where a person have prepared speeches based on the objectives provided by Toastmasters in a format called pathways, and they have prepared the speech based on the choice of their topics and deliver a speech on that. Post that will be a table topic section where you have a chance, and everyone, including guests, have a chance to come on stage and speak for 1 to 2 minutes on the topics provided by the table topic master. And finally, we'll have a general evaluation section where everyone who has been on stage will be evaluated by the general evaluator and their team on few parameters and how they spoke, what was their language like, how was their, and things like how we were audience as well in terms of listening. So on this, we'll start with the first part, and which is we have few challenges which come with old age. And I think this is the thing. As you continue to grow, there are few things which come happen. Our knee pains, our muscle pain, our back pain. There are things which will happen. Our hair loss, our weight gain, our posture gets bad, our skin gets bad. And there are things, there's a common differentiation which we need to make as we continue to grow age. There are two things. One is the things which we can control and things we can't. I know that we generally are worried about what will happen if we continue to have hair fall, our hair is getting whiter. What if there are some critical illness which will come in, which there's a possibility we just might not be able to control? And it's there. There are few part and parcel of life which we cannot really negotiate with. We have to accept it as it is. However, there are a lot of things which we can. And these are the ones which we have to talk about. These are things which we probably have to take care of. A good thing is most of them do not require a very big time investment. Now, I understand that there are a lot of people in this meeting right now who are actively pursuing a very healthy lifestyle in terms of what they eat and how much they do strength training on. And they probably are saying, we are already checkmarked. And then it's great, wonderful that you are doing the right things at the right time, which will help you. I certainly was not one of them. As I remember in my early 20s, I was the things I did would really lead to bad things. It's just like I decided to make a change a few years back, and that has shown right things which are helpful. So I'll just do one quick thing, which probably all our Instagram providers, our YouTubers, and everyone is talking about right now, which is the hottest topic as of this point is the health. And I just don't want to spend more time on this part. I just get this thing away. I remember while growing up in school, we kept hearing about having a balanced meal, having a balanced meal, having a balanced meal. A good thing which we can do, which we are not doing enough, is get enough protein. And it's from part of the diet from India, north to south. We are so love our rotis, our dosas, our lemon rice, our curd rice, everything, so that we don't get enough protein. Please, this is the one good way of setting things up is just balance your plate as it is. Balance it with your proteins, with your starchy carbs, with your fibrous carbs, with your fat. We'll certainly don't want to spend more time on this as it's been heard a lot by everyone. The thing which is there, the lack of protein. And I think folks who are eating meat and any kind of non-veg generally have this covered. They don't have to worry about it as a general daily intake of 3 meals is good enough for a standard human being who's not doing overly into bodybuilding. But for vegetarians, there's always a concern. What can they do? How can they proceed? One of the things which we don't talk enough is we talk about the protein sources. We talk about how much protein anything can get. But a good factor is how much calories do we need during the day as well. A standard person with a sedentary lifestyle normally goes to 2,000 to 2,500 calories a day for men, and slightly less is 1,800 to 2,200 calories per day for a woman. Now, there are two aspects. How much of these calories can actually provide you protein and good sources of protein? And secondly, that's another part. How much will it cost? How much will it hurt your pocket? It's not always possible to go for the right sources and ensure that it also costs well. And a lot of these influencers we have seen who promote that vegetarians can get enough protein. Yes, they can. It's just the thing is it might cost a bit more than anything else. So at least see how it will be balanced for you. I'll share these slides afterwards anyway, so you'll have a chance of taking a look at this, but have this balance of what you can do with your calories. So please, 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 if you're not sorted your plates out, try to do it as much soon as possible. I know our ancestors and the kind of diet they had, with the lifestyle they had, it always compensated for us. And like Prasang mentioned, big fan of work from home and barely doing 500 steps a day. We need to be a bit more, at least taking care of our body. Honestly, we'll have a halt at this. This was a big intro from my side. We'll now move over to invite our general evaluator for the day, and they will give information about themselves and also their supplementary role plays. And I asked our general evaluator Paduka that what would your ideal retirement plan be like? And they mentioned that they would prefer to be active throughout their life and involved into activities where they can bring some value and bit more leisure than this than current what you're currently doing. And isn't that the dream? Like just be active and just enjoy as much as possible. So with this, handing over the stage to our general evaluator for the day, Paduka Kannan. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster DTM Nithin Pathak. Rise and shine, Gabbies. I'm meeting you on yet another fine morning. So, every speech deserves an applause in Toastmasters. Similarly, every speaker deserves a feedback. And that's what my job is going to be all about today, where I'm your general evaluator for this particular meeting, where I'm going to observe. In fact, I would say a very challenging role because I need to observe, listen each and every word, what is being uttered in this particular meeting. And I'm going to give out my feedback or report towards the end of the meeting. And along with me, I have three musketeers, I should say, and who is going to help me along with to watch out certain nuances, right? So let me call upon each of them to cite their role. So the first one is the timer for today, Toastmaster Ashwin Prasad. I said I don't have his intro, but I think I'm in Gabby's for quite some time right now, so I can tell from what my experience about them. So I do know that Toastmaster Ashwin is someone who is very, very helpful. And at least when we were organizing together this Gabby's Day, I could see the kind of energy that he brought into the picture was literally awesome. I think that would ever stay in my mind. So with that, I'm pretty damn sure he would do a good job. So over to you, Toastmaster Ashwin. Please cite your role for today.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator, Toastmaster Paduka, for that wonderful introduction. So, hello, Toastmasters and guests. A very warm morning to one and all. Today, I am the timer for the meeting. So, today I will help you keep track of one thing none of us have control on, which is the time. So, in Toastmasters, we provide this opportunity wherein we have someone to nudge you to make sure that you stay within the time. So, that's what I come up with. So, I would be showing up different cue cards which states the different intervals of time so that you can stay within the time limits. So it varies for each sections of the meeting. So we have different, and it varies for different speakers. So mainly for the prepared speeches, it's usually 5 to 7 minutes, unless it's an icebreaker. And today's meeting, we just have two speakers who stay within 5 to 7 minutes. So I'll be showing the green card at 5 minutes, and then I'll be showing this is the green signal. I'll be showing the yellow card at 6 minutes, and then I'll be showing the red card at 7 minutes. And please note, you'll be having a 30 seconds post the red card to wrap up your speech. And also, before 5 minutes, you will be having a 30-second also to get qualified. That means you will be qualified only once you finish 4 minutes 30 seconds. Now coming towards the evaluations. So evaluations is about 2 to 3 minutes. So I'll be showing the green card at 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. And post that, you will be having a 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. So please note, in the prepared speeches and the evaluations, you will have a 30-minute buffer before the green signal to get qualified. Before that and post the red signal and 30 seconds, you will be disqualified. Now coming towards the table topic section, so all the guests, please note, you would be required to speak at least 1 minute when I will be showing the green card to get qualified. Post 1 minute, I'll be showing the yellow card at 1 minute 30 seconds, and then I will be showing the red card at 2 minutes. And post red card, you will have 30 seconds to wrap up your speech. And also, all the role takers, please do note to stay within the time limit. I will also be popping up the red card once the scheduled timeline for that particular segment is getting over. So please note to wrap up the segment within that. So I hope we all will be able to stay within the time limit, although we are running short of time already, but let's hope to catch it up. So I will hand it back over to the general evaluator and I will share my report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashwin Prasad. So with that, let me move on to the next role taker for today, Toastmaster Subhashini Jwalita. When I just see her right on the screen, when I heard her name, the one thing that comes to my mind was poetry. I remember every one of her TMOD sessions. Basically, I think I'll remember her because of the work that she does in the Toastmaster on the screen, right? So that speaks, that's acts as a testament for what she is doing right now. So with that, let me call upon her onto the virtual stage to cite her role. Over to Toastmaster Subhashini.
Thank you so very much, General Evaluator. And good morning, Toastmasters and guests present here. Language is one of the most powerful tools we possess. The right word, if we use, can help to inspire, persuade, comfort, or completely change the meaning of the word. Today, our theme is age like a fine wine. Fine wine doesn't become exceptional overnight. It develops depth, richness, and character over years. Just like the wine, much like us, it's not about passing of years. It's about how we endure along the way, what we endure along the way. On that note, the word of the day today is endure, meaning to remain strong through challenges or to last over time. I will put the meaning with the example of the sentences in the chat box now. I encourage each of you to use the word endure, enduring, endured naturally while you speak, evaluate, or during your table topic session. As a language evaluator, I will be listening for 3 things today. One is effective use of English language, grammar and pronunciations, and any particularly beautiful, impactful word or phrases that any of the speakers used today. With that, I'll come with my report later during the day. Thank you, General Evaluator. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Subhashini. So yes, of course, Gabbys is an example which has endured during its test of the time over the years. So with that, let me call upon the next role taker for today, which is Toastmaster Pooja Sharma. So Pooja Sharma is a talent acquisition professional and a recruitment manager at Atkins, and she has experience of more than 14 years. I could see that. All right, so with that, let me call upon Toastmaster Pooja Sharma onto the stage to cite her role for today.
Thank you, General Evaluator Paduka. Good morning. Good morning, Toastmasters and guests. So today I am your listener and in today's meeting, and I am going to listen each and every speeches and also every activity which is happening in this meeting. Along with me, you also pay close attention for each and every speech. So I'm also going to listen, the memorable moment and key messages, insights from each and every speech. So once the session is completed, I'm going to ask you a few questions based on what I have heard in this meeting. That's it from my side. All the best for everyone for your speeches.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pooja. So with this, we also have a couple of evaluators who will evaluate the prepared speeches, and I will call them towards the evaluation section. With that, let me hand over back to the Toastmaster for today, Nithin Pathak, and I will come back towards the end of the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator. A big round of applause for our role taker. Okay, before we proceed any further and before we start to grow better like fine wine, age better like a fine wine, one of the dreaded challenges, which is today. How many of us have upper back or lower back pain on a day-to-day basis? Show of hands who regularly face that. Yes, these are the things. Our upper back and lower back is somehow the worst body part as we continue to grow up. It's hurting us always. Or do you want a magic wand that can help you solve it in 3 to 4 minutes a day? somehow, right? It's always useful, it's probably better. A big disclaimer, if you are having any underlying medical conditions, please consult your doctor before making any lifestyle changes. Do not just jump onto it. But this is something which has worked extensively for me. Being an IT, and I spend a lot of my days, a lot of my hours, not just work. Ergonomics is something I don't follow. I just lie down on my bed while working and stuff like this. So it's terrible to what I do with my posture in general. But these things certainly help me on how to keep myself working, which are the things which we can do for our upper back and lower back. Something very easy, something very useful. I just do the first thing daily while even just a bit after brushing my teeth. It's barely 1 to 2 minutes. It's something simple. You can just get to a door frame, pull yourself back and push yourself away. It's easily available on YouTube to find these things called door face pulls. And second thing is the glute bridges. Again, something which barely will take 2 to 3 minutes a day. But these are the two key exercises which you'll realize as you continue to do them, you will have these two concerns, the upper back and lower back thing, going away completely. I might not be the most aesthetically pleasing person when it comes to looks. However, I at least I can proudly say that whatever I do throughout my day, I don't face these two things on a general basis. I don't have upper back or lower back pain. So please, please, please try to have, these are trivial workouts which you can certainly add to your day and use them and see the magic. It certainly is magical. I remember since the time I started doing it, it's been magical transformation on my day-to-day basis. Okay, thanks for this. And we'll now proceed towards the people who have been working thoroughly, grinding themselves in barrels in order to prepare today's speeches. So we'll go on this. We have two prepared speakers today. Both of them are on level 1 of their Pathways journey. For benefits of guests, in Toastmasters is an education program called Pathways, where we have 5 levels that tries to build a foundation on what kind of speakers you will be. So our today's speakers are working on through the same. So we have our first speaker, Basavraj GL, who is working on presentation mastery and on level 1, and the project they're working is called evaluation and feedback. I asked Basavraj that how would you want your old age to be? And they say that their journey has taught them that important lesson: be adaptable. Life really follows the plans we make. So instead of setting up rigid long-term goals, I prefer to keep learning, embrace the change, and move forward with hope. And that's it. It's fluid like a water. That's what keeps us. I have their evaluator on. I can see it's Sanjay Jain. I can see him on screen. Sanjay, I think you are ready with objectives. Please thumbs up on that. Do you have the speech objectives handy with you?
Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
Wonderful. I'll put Basavraj on spotlight. And before I hand over the stage, a quick audio video check, please. Could you state, I'm ready and prepared to deliver a speech?
Yeah, I'm really prepared to deliver a speech.
Wonderful. You're clearly audible and visible. Basavraj GL, the report card that changed me. The report card that changed me, Basavraj GL.
A few weeks ago, my 10 years old daughter came from school with test papers. She was excited. She told me, Papa, look at, I scored 23 out of 25 in science, 24 in social. I said, fantastic. I am proud of you. Then, as I continued turning the pages, I noticed something. The teacher not only written the marks, they had also written comments like, excellent effort, but please try to improve your handwriting. Read the question carefully before answering. Then I looked at my daughter. I asked, do you feel bad when your teacher wrote these comments? She said, no, Papa. Next time I'll do better. The answer surprised me. The children are not taking feedback as insult. They see it as a way to improve. Then I started thinking myself that when we adults stop thinking like this, at work, someone identified mistakes in our presentation or in a report, we start answering ourselves. At home, somebody gives advice, we became defensive. Even in Toastmaster, some evaluator give feedback, we feel uncomfortable. Same thing was happening for me. When I joined Toastmaster, I was excited to give my speeches. After few speeches, the evaluator appreciated the content of the speech. And also there was feedback. You need to slow down. Try to correct your camera angle. Don't try to cover whole story in one speech. Complete journey. That time I felt like I spent hours. Why do they try to find out what I missed? Then suddenly I remembered my daughter's report card. She did not argue with teacher. She did not say that she worked hard but did not get the marks. She accepted that feedback and started working on it. That day, she became my teacher. After that, I changed my mindset. After giving every speech, not only listening compliments, I started listening carefully for feedback and started writing a notebook, the recommendations. I started working on it to improve myself. Little by little, when I gave third speech, I was more confident. And I'm not saying I will not do mistake, but stopped fearing for them. This lesson even helped my professional journey also. As a test architect, everybody reviews our report day-to-day basis. If my team hides some defects which will impact customer, so if they're honest to tell about the known issues, so we can build better product. Not the perfect one. Isn't it same thing happening in Toastmaster also? Our evaluator does not evaluate to discourage us. They evaluate because genuinely they want to see us succeed. There is a saying, the feedback is breakfast for champions. The compliments make happy, but feedbacks makes us grow. Whenever you give next speech, if evaluator gives feedback, don't just listen from your ears. Listen with the curiosity of a child. Because the lessons will not only come from teachers, they come from our children also. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Basavraj. Such a change of pace. Generally, how your speeches have been in past, and a wonderful refresher for us. And this is how it goes on. Keep learning, keep growing as through we pass each and every day in these meetings in Toastmasters. And not just Toastmasters, probably in life as well. Okay, for coming to our next speaker, we have Nirmita Bhattacharya, who is also working on their level 1 of presentation mastery and working on writing a speech with a purpose. We have the evaluator Mamta Jain. Can I get I can see she is on screen as well. Mamta, do you have the speech objectives with you handy? Yes, wonderful, great. So ask Nirmita, and I think before that, can I have a quick audio check, Nirmita, please? Can you please speak? Please say I am ready and prepared to deliver a speech today.
I am ready and prepared to deliver the speech today.
Wonderful. It sounds you're audible and clear. I asked Nirmita what would their ideal retirement plan would be, and they said they would like to keep at least 2 lavish luxury vacations in a year, and that's probably a great thing. But we can aspire to go to all these places, all inclusive resorts where we just pamper us as it is. Okay. So a speaker, Nirmita Bhattacharya, my black coffee journey. My black coffee journey, Nirmita Bhattacharya.
Hello, everyone. It's a lovely Saturday morning, and I hope everyone over here had their relaxed weekend cup of coffee before you have started the day. That reminds me to ask, do we have any black coffee lover in this forum? I don't see many, only few. And that's the same response I notice in most of the forums when I ask. And one thing is in common, there are very few and more experienced one tends to enjoy the black coffee than the younger folks. And also the study says that the coffee consumption increases more in adults, and the black coffee is basically an acquired taste. Of course, the black coffee is not love at first sip. Why? Because it's strong, it's bitter, and it needs patience. Of course, you have to acquire time to time. If you ask me, now my day doesn't start without a cup of black coffee. You met me around 10 years before, it would have been I barely had coffee, leave alone the black coffee. I remember the first time someone suggested, why don't you try a black coffee? You are looking for a healthy regime. This is going to help you. I was excited and it came in front of me, lovely aroma. I took a sip and my inner voice screamed, saying, what are you doing? Is this edible? Who discovered it? I silently took a sachet of sugar and poured, thinking something will change dramatically. Nothing changed. My inner voice screamed, was about to burst out, saying, throw it off, enough. And I did so. But now what changed? Is it time? It's experience? The age? The gray hairs? It's remind me of the entire journey through my life. It's very similar, the black coffee journey and my journey, actual one in my life. Starting from a young girl, obedient, following the rules, to a college rebel thinking of achieving all dreams on their own without any assistance. Fast forwarding to 20s, mid 20s, someone with few life lessons, some failures, some disappointments, some learning, yet the rebel, but with two good companions along with her, the patience and practical thinking. But then came the most beautiful phase of my life, the motherhood, with the growing responsibilities, with sleepless nights. But one thing was very evident. I was growing to be a more patient listener than the speaker. Someone who will not jump into a conclusion very often, rather, try to see the goodness of that particular moment. Enjoy it, embrace that. And that's what happened. Gradually, I became the person who will not judge anyone immediately, will try to understand what is the reason behind it. rather than coming to an opinion and conclusion. And it was not just personally, but also professionally. As a young professional, I was different. Even now, if I see all those young folks over here, anywhere else, bursting with confidence and certainty, I smile because that's a smile of happiness. That's what I was. And of course, that's what we always aspire to be confident, certain, and full with certainty. But at the same time, I have those things along with a lot of other companions with me, which has I have learned during the time, during the experiences, with the challenges which I have endured. Now, if I look back into my starting of my career, I used to work day and night. I was a very hard worker. And my belief was I am working, I am delivering, and that has been seen. I used to finish all my projects before the timeline, sitting with a kind of expectation that there will be an appreciation saying, hey, you have completed before the time. But there is to be an appreciation saying that you have completed. Before the time was not always touched upon. And I used to wonder why. During the reviews, my manager used to say, wonderful things. Tell me something more you have done, how you have done it. And I used to think, why me? You have seen me doing, we have discussed so many meetings. Where is that going? And my thought was, my work should speak for itself. Why should I speak? But today I'm standing over here in Toastmaster, learning, practicing the art of storytelling, art of communicating, and to represent myself better. Why? No one asked me to do so. But at the same time, with my experiences, the knowledge I have learned, good work also need good voices. If you don't speak for yourself, no one would. And that's what the experience does. It gives you a perspective, it gives you the knowledge, the wisdom, and gradually evolve. The things which were bitter in the beginning, you understand, realize the value of it. And that becomes the most valuable thing for you because you understand the richness behind. And that's how gradually your taste and you as an individual change with experience. And similarly, as my speaker before has mentioned, what used to look like know why this is happening, you start realizing the reason behind it and start embracing those and looking forward for more. And that how it has been my black coffee journey. What was the bitter thing at first is the best thing which I look forward every morning for myself. Thank you so much.
Well, a big round of applause for our speaker. And yes, sometimes you have to endure through some terrible taste in general in order to enjoy the great things. Same holds true for whiskey and beer as well as it holds for black coffee. Maybe the same thing. When you have good times, have to go through some other layer. Okay. Thank you so much for both our speakers. We can probably take a breather now. Now, coming back to our theme, before we take a break, a small thing. As we have gone through many things, and you probably have realized within your circle as well, as we continue to grow old, one of the things which causes challenge is people tend to trip a lot, people tend to fall a lot, and that leads to injuries that happen in old age. Injuries which happen in young age can be easily overcome, as in our body is developing or growing, and they can handle a lot of things. We are much more, we have a lot more endurance. But as we continue to grow old, that endurance gets lower in the body it is. So we have to focus on few items that will help us to able to manage how can we handle these elements. The things which generally go bad each and every passing day are our mobility, our balance, and strength. On NSA strength, I probably don't want to say how much we can deadlift or squat, but it's just about how good our grips are as we continue to grow old. Because they become key and they become pivotal to focus on even on day-to-day life. We don't want to just lose balance and trip over. We don't want to have pain. We can't get over out of our chair without holding something off. And we certainly don't, we have to have enough strength that if something is going wrong, how can we manage and hold this? So these are the things which we'll talk about in our next section. But before that, we have time for a break. We'll take 5 minutes off. It's 10:55. We have 11 a.m. And yeah, it's a chance for you to see if the doorway face pulls and your glute bridges can be done in this time. This is how long it will take in order to get away from the upper back pain which you were having earlier. So we'll give it a time of 5 minutes. We'll resume at 11 a.m. Take a break, take a breather, walk around. Thank you. Okay, resuming through, and before we get into the table topic master, one nudge which I spoke about, the mobility, balance, and strength. Over the years, we have realized, and I think a lot comes in when we have a discussion with anyone, how should we change our diet? And we say, our ancestors have been eating it forever and they've been fine. Well, it's good that we want to take things from them, but there are a lot of good things which we somehow have stopped doing altogether. And it's to be not just our day-to-day, but also the inventions which have come up and how our postures are. And one key thing is the mobility, which has gone down. Now, how can we increase it? There's something simple which our ancestors used to do, with a lot of people in Northeast India and Southeast Asia do a lot, which is how we sit in a general process. Chairs have been one of the best and worst inventions for a very long time. And one thing which can help you rectify for all of it is just a deep squat. I understand that the way our laboratories have evolved over the years, this thing has gone out of the day. But there are a lot of benefit which just comes from 3 to 4 minutes of sitting in just this position. And that's nothing. You can certainly do Instagram and do doom scrolling on the while doing this as well. It'll take some time to get used to it, but in a while, you will realize the benefit you will see to your body as you continue to go through. A simple thing which will help your body function better in a mobility space of thing. The next thing I spoke about is balance. What constitutes for great balance? The root and strength of all of it comes from our legs. And as we might know that squats are wonderful, and if you're working out, it's again great. But there's something else which can be easily done. These are the things which you can do on a day-to-day while you're working. If you're at office, standing desks, wonderful. Calf raises can be done anytime at any moment. You can always do a single leg balance of yourself. Just stay on single leg, close your eyes, see there how your balance completely changes as just standing on one leg and standing on one leg with your eyes closed. Keep doing them on a regular basis. And again, these are ones you can incorporate as you continue to go through your life. I'm not asking, and I know there are people who will be working out daily who are spending 1 hour a day for their workouts, physical strength training workouts. They will already be doing the checkbox right for this. But the folks who are not and do have multiple responsibilities and who are not able to give time to this, this is not going to take a lot of time, but yet keep you at least prepare yourself for handling the things. And the third thing I mentioned about was strength, specifically grip strength. One of the key parameters of our strength is how strong our grips are. We keep thinking of many other things, but this is the basic foundation on how our strength lies and can be managed. And we need to improve it. One of the things which is really useful, and if you can find this, a bar anywhere, just hang on to it and just get your body a full stretch. Continue to grow on the number of seconds you can grow on for this will help a lot in terms of how your strength is. Now imagine a scenario if a person who is tripping and falling and they want to hold something within the grasp, but they're not able to do so. This is something which again becomes down to a basic strength part. So these three things, not very time consuming and easy to do. It will take some endurance, it will take some strength as we continue to grow in order to get to the place where we want to. But do start with slow steps, small steps. It will help you, your body to be in a state. And again, I'm not talking about being very aesthetically pleasing. These things will not give you six-pack abs, will not give you boulder shoulders, will not give you very strong muscular arms. but it will help you function. And that's probably which is more important as we continue pass each and every day. Now we'll hand over the stage to someone to see how quick-witted we can be as we continue to grow old. And that is by doing table topics and answering on the spot from the questions which are thrown at us. For our table topic section, we have Toastmaster Inderpal Chadha, who will be taking this session up. And I asked them what is that they want to do as in terms of what their ideal retirement plan would be. And they mentioned they look forward to traveling more frequently, exploring new places and culture, and dedicating time to pursue that will help us. They'll get them joy. For example, they would like to continue to bake. They'll stay active through fitness, dance, and other personal interests as they grow old and continue as part of their retirement life. With this, we'll hand over the stage to our table topic master for the day, Inderpal Chadha. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Day DTM Nithin, and thank you for walking us through and giving us different tips for healthy lifestyle. And as we say, if we feel strong and mentally and physically good from inside, definitely it shows outside. So, and thank you for choosing a wonderful topic. Age is just like a fine wine. And I must say, it's just a number. That's what I always believe. It should not be counted on the number of birthdays that we keep on celebrating every year. Rather, it should be counted and measured in terms of our experience, our endurance, our lessons that we learned over the period of life, and the wisdom that we collect. And these are the things that definitely makes growing older quite worthwhile. It definitely adds years to our life, but it should not take the curiosity that we have, the passion that we have, and the dreams that we have been dreaming, and they are not fulfilled. And that's all make it quite worthwhile, like because we should keep on nurturing those, and that should make us vibrant, beautiful, and young. So let's hear stories from each one of you in the table topic session. And as mentioned, it's like we have to, it's a on the spot thinking, like thinking on the feet on those topics, and sharing your perspective. There's nothing right or wrong. Every speaker will be given 1 to 2 minutes to speak. And as Toastmaster Ashwin mentioned, to qualify, we have to speak for 1 minute, and then will be a buzz with those flashcards at 1:30 minute, and then another will be at 2 minute. So let's hear your perspective on different topics, and let's see how each one of us has aged beautifully through our conversation. So we can start now. Anyone who want to volunteer? Otherwise, I can pick. Okay, Toastmaster Bernali. So your topic is when do you forget your age completely?
Quite a witty thing. I don't actually, forget my age. But yes, there are certain ways wherein you feel rejuvenated, you feel energized, you feel that you are actually aging like a fine wine. When I engrossed myself in my, during my leisure time in those activities which makes me vibrant. So these are some of the things like, making myself engaged in dancing activities, in singing activities, in portfolios wherein I extend myself beyond what people think and what I myself think. And those are some of the things wherein I focus on myself. I feel that as if the whole world is only me. So those are some of the timing wherein I feel that what I have been going through in my actual life is nothing but a glimpse which is going to pass in a fraction of second, and I live my time to the most, and I feel that's the only time wherein I enjoy and I focus. So it's just that it is not about the numbers, it's about how you live, how you be into that moment. So that's all.
Thank you, Toastmaster Banali. Well said. Who is our second one? Anybody who wants to volunteer? Okay, Toastmaster Sanjay. So if you could send one bottle of age wisdom to your 18-year-old self, what would be? What would it be?
18 years.
Old self.
Yeah, I would tell that I should have been fit and I would exercise daily, which I have not never done in my 18 years age. I was very much uh, uh, what you say, uh, not thinking about how to maintain my health. As Toastmaster Nithin has told today, that health has to be maintained by taking care of it. But I have never thought about it in my uh, 18 years age, and I every time was struggling with some type of problems, like I was getting frequent fever and things like that. Over a years of things, when I saw one of the doctor, which many of us would have seen on the YouTube, and uh, BK, I do not remember his full name. When I started observing him, he said how to have your food. First, we should have our salad and things like that, salad and which fruits and things like that, and then have your means chapati or something if you want to have. Then I started realizing that if we change our habits little bit, we can give a greater uh, greater comfort to ourselves and also improve our health. uh, so this is very important that we concentrate only on one thing, that is, we don't worry about tomorrow. We only think that today is our thing, and we eat abnormally anything unhealthy and then suffer for the rest of our life. It is better to take it today and enjoy life with. I'm not able to tell more about it. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanjay. I think totally agree. We don't, when we're at 18 of age, we don't think about having a healthy lifestyle or going through the routine exercises. But definitely, as we grow, I think these things become more important. And if we follow it, definitely leads to healthy lifestyle. So, who is our third volunteer? Otherwise, I can pick Toastmaster Nancy. Do you want to? Are you there?
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Um, what's one compliment that means more to you today than it did 5 years ago?
I've got gray hairs. Trust me when I say this. A couple of years back, my mom would look at my gray hair and she would start telling me how I need to eat good, how I need to be good, how I need to ensure that everything is perfect because my I am aging, my hair is now graying, and somewhere it's about me not waking up on time. Somewhere it's about me having a lot of fast food. Somewhere it's about my habits. It was not just her. Probably everybody in the family, the relatives, everybody was so concerned about my health because I was of that age. And I used to feel such such an imposter in that family, in my family, in my own house, that somewhere I was not able to fit in. Now, if somebody says that you have gray hair, I know that I am aging and I'm really happy to be aging because aging is beautiful. When Nitin mentioned age like a fine wine, are you really concerned that you're aging? I am not. So, this is one thing that I've realized over time, that aging in itself is a beautiful process. Understanding that you are growing more and more wise, understanding that you have been through so many years of life and still alive, uh, cheerful, happy. I think the entire process is something to be cherished. And I would tell my 20-year-old self that aging is beautiful. Don't bother what other people say.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nancy. Definitely agree. We all are afraid of gray hairs, but end of the day, it talks about experience, and it's about aging beautifully. If we accept that, I think we're on it. Who's the next one?
Chatra has raised her hand for a bit.
Hmm? Toastmaster Navdeep. Okay.
Chatra has raised her hand for a bit. Okay, start
Okay.
from.
Okay. We can start with Chaitra. So, Chaitra, your question is, if you could age like one famous person, who would it be and why?
Of course, thank you for this question. There are many famous persons that all of us are aware of, but then if I have to age like someone, I would prefer to be aging like my grandfather. The reason I say this is because uh, he did age very gracefully, did have gray hairs that Nancy mentioned, was wise not just in his gray hairs but as a person, was quite selfless. When I say selfless, he um, endured a uh, very happy life, giving away a lot of his, meaning his time, his uh, ego, and a lot of attributes that a person should have. If we have to time travel back to the time that he was young like me, he spent major chunk of his life fighting for the country, and he was a part of the struggle, and he was sentenced to the prison, and a lot of things that he endured for a greater purpose. And with all the wealth that he gathered, with the government gave away to him, was quite generous to give away to his siblings and then distribute among his family. So now that I think of and I look back, me being me, I feel like, oh, why did he do this? I wish we had all the wealth. I would have just sat by and just had some wine and then chilled in life. Why did he just give away? What is wrong with him? Is what I feel, because what's the property now? That's the me. But then think about him. I'm sure he would have had that thought too. But something in him told him that having all of this may not have much value. So I think probably I might like to age like him. Probably, yes, that would be my person.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chaitra. I've heard a lot of stories about your grandfather, and definitely he's one of your role model. So I think now we can move to Toastmaster Navdeep. She raised her hand.
Yes.
Can you come on camera?
Okay.
Yeah. So your question is, any age you think when you turned, you were scared to reach that number. However, it turned contrary and made you more smarter and younger. You don't have to mention the age, but just answer in that spirit.
I didn't get your question. Can you repeat?
So question is, any age do you think when you turned, you were scared to reach that number? However, it turned contrary and made you more smarter and younger.
Okay. If I say the age, then it's probably 80-year-old. I would be scared that I would not be able to ride a motorcycle, which I am riding now. So probably that would be my scariest age. Maybe if I talk about the health condition I am having right now, then it's probably the good right now. That the Nithin has talked that age is just a number because the main thread is not the age, it's the health, which we all ignoring these days. Even I was also ignoring these days, but now I was very conscious about my diet. Instead of diet, I must say that it's nutrition. We have full nutrition to take care of so that we can live a good life and we can enjoy whatever we want. The possibility would be increased by having a good age, by having a good health. rather than to stick on the age number. What else I can say that's probably that's something. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much
so
for
much,
that.
Chanel. Thank you. Can we take more question? TTM Nithin?
Just
We need to
one
wrap
more.
it up.
Okay, if you can wrap it up.
Okay. So I think thank you everyone. Great perspective and great stories. And I leave everyone with a thought about the curiosity, with a famous saying that अगर सब कुछ मिल जाएगा जिंदगी में तो तमन्ना किसकी करोगे? कुछ अधूरी ख्वाहिशें तो जिंदगी जीने का मजा देती हैं. So thank you everyone, and over to you, TMOD, Nithin.
Thank you so much, Inderpal, and for that lovely message. Yes, the longing and the unrequited love, that's what life's all about, isn't it? Okay, thanks. Now, before we close and hand over to the general evaluator, I spoke a lot about health and a lot about fitness, which is physical well-being. There's one key thing as well, which is our mental well-being as we continue to grow old. I think there's a saying in Hindi which is normally said for a lot of old people is like, "Oh, buddha sat gaya hai." The old person has gone crazy, completely crazy. And the reason why it's said is because we tend to crib so much over the years and years and like the compounding works. So the cribbing compounds over years and years and years, goes up to bit more as you get to an age where you just don't want to and you just hate everything around you. The thing which can probably change is and I remember talking to one of my when I was initially in my career, and one of my team lead who was a slightly senior person, he was very full of life. And he said, don't kill the child inside you. Remember that, keep the 13-year-old, 14-year-old, 15-year-old guy within you alive. That will help you. One of the things we can probably learn, try to do, and which we give away so quickly is pampering ourselves. We are in a lot of responsibilities of our lives, our bills, our kids, our parents. There's so many things which go on. We just don't take enough time to pamper ourselves. And it can be around anything. Remember the things what you probably like as a child. Just of a note, I have a huge collection of Hot Wheels with me. I can't not go to any store and buy that small tiny car because I know how much I love them. It just gives me certain joy. And take your time off to the saloons, take a time off to get your pedicures, manicures, and a pampering day off. Keep doing that to yourself. Try to say that the first person you want to love is yourself, and do things which will make you smile, which make you feel happy. And don't wait on anyone else to do it for you. Try to do that yourself as much as possible. It will get you in such a clear headspace. You will be able to enjoy the things, and you will be feeling everything else which is going around in the world start bothering you and affecting you less. That's one of the key things. But as each and every day you endure all the challenges which are thrown at you, be in a state that you can handle it both physically as well as mentally. With this, now we'll time to pamper ourselves with some amazing feedback, and we'll hand over the stage to our general evaluator for the day, Paduka Kannan, to take over that session. Paduka, over to you,
Very
please.
much. Yeah, thank you very much, distinguished Toastmaster Nithin Pathak. With that, I'm back again to give my report for today's meeting. So let me first call upon the evaluators for today to evaluate today's speeches, the prepared speeches. Just give me a minute. I'm so sorry. As a first evaluator, I would like to call upon the evaluator Toastmaster Sanjay Jain for evaluating the speech of Toastmasters Baswaraj GL. So Toastmaster Sanjay Jain, are you there?
Yes, I'm there.
All right. So Toastmaster Sanjay Jain is a chartered accountant by profession. Again, I would say one aspect of him is I see him regularly to the meeting, right? The first and the foremost step, if we need to improve, is you have to be consistent. In that way, I think definitely you're an inspiration in that way, Toastmaster Sanjay. With that, over to you. I would please share your evaluation report of Toastmasters Baswaraj.
Yeah, thank you very much for a wonderful introduction. Baswaraj, congratulations for your wonderful speech. You took a topic that many of us experience, feedback, and turned it into an inspiring message. Your honesty, your stories, and your learning made this speech very relatable and impactful. What I liked about it, you begin with a personal experience that instantly connected with all of us. That was a great way to bring audience in. Your message was clear. Feedback is not criticism, it is a tool for growth. The comparison you gave from your professional life as a test architect was excellent. It showed how feedback helps us deliver better results at work and life. Your line feedback is breakfast of champions, and your closing lines were very powerful and memorable. They will stay with your audience. The impact your speech reminded us that the evaluators are our well wishers. They are here to help us become better speakers and better leaders. The message you shared will encourage many of us to accept the feedback with a positive mindset. One area of improvement which I would like to tell you, have little bit pause in your words. For example, after saying feedback helps us build not perfect, you could have given some pause to for audience to observe and reflect. Also, if you could have used your voice tone, why hearing your speech for a couple of speeches, I liked your voice, your confidence and everything, but little bit of voice tone, if you could have brought in it, it would have made your speech to a next level. Baswaraj, you are on right track. You have content, the stories and passion. With little more pause and tone variation, your speeches will touch hearts and create a bigger impact. Baswaraj, congratulations for completing this project and all the best, and would like to listen more from you. Thank you and all the best. Yeah. Back to the general evaluator.
Yeah, thank you very much, Toastmaster Sanjay. So, a few pointers from my side is first of all, yes, you have observed the speech given by Toastmaster Basvaraj. However, one thing you may need to improve on is the tone in which you deliver, right? It is too monotonous. And I mean, I've been listening to your speeches and on your other contribution. If it is too monotonous, sometimes the message gets lost because at the end of the day, we need to communicate our message to others, right? So there has to be some pause, there has to be some high pitch, low pitch, right, to convey that particular message. But yes, with the rest of the content, you have cited certain examples from a speech so that he could understand better. So yeah, with that, to Toastmaster Baswaraj, well done on your speech. It was I must say there is a composure throughout the speech. The content was very good. However, I would also like you to bring some energy onto the screen if the audience needs to be hooked onto your speech, right? So with that, let me call upon the second evaluator for today, Toastmaster Mamta Jain, to evaluate the speech given by Toastmaster so Toastmaster, I'm so sorry. Toastmaster Nirmita Bhattacharya. Yeah. Over to you, Toastmaster Mamta Ji. Are you there?
Toastmaster Nirmita, congratulations on choosing such an interesting and inspiring topic, the Black Coffee Journey. I also think we have a lot of bitterness in our life and we should accept it as a challenge and enjoy it because we are responsible, patient, strong, and I also observe it increases day by day in the journey of our life as and we start enjoying it right from the beginning. You captured our attention with your confident presence and beautiful smile. The question you asked to the audience in the beginning, it instantly captured the audience attention. I liked your way of beginning. Your hand gestures were also purposeful and changing with the words and enhance the meaning of your speech. The content was also rich with your personal examples, and the flow was also very smooth. The message you delivered, good work needs good voice, and no judge everyone. It also inspired us. Now, moving to a few recommendations. To make your speech even more impactful, I would encourage you to make a good use of stage. Begin your speech from the center. Then, for the first part of your story, move to the left side of the stage. For second part of the story, move to a little right side, and then again come to the center for the conclusion. And also try to maintain a good eye contact with the audience. It will make us feel that you are speaking to us. In conclusion, you delivered a meaningful and inspiring speech. Your calm and confident delivery combined with the beautiful hand gestures and clarity of your message made it very effective. With a few refinements in stage movement and a good eye contact, this speech has the potential to become a truly outstanding. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to you, and I look forward to more of your speeches in the future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Mamta Jain. I must say, both the ladies have very beautiful smile whenever we see them on the screen. Yeah, and Toastmaster Mamta Jain, yes, I could see the delivery was quite good. Even you have adopted for the sandwich method for giving your feedback as well. Well done on that particular part. So coming to the recommendation with respect to the stage usage, yes, I do agree that maybe slightly, especially considering the virtual stage, she could use certain bit. However, I don't, this is my opinion. I'm unsure whether we have to have this kind of a rule. The first part must be on the left and the second part must be on the right. Instead, if it is more in with respect to the context, then it would make much more sense. Like, for example, but however, this is my opinion. Like, for example, if I'm talking about a certain aspect, let's say a problem or a kind of a case, then I would come to the left, I say, this is the problem, and then I may come use the right saying this is the solution, right? That would make more sense. So whatever your movement, your gesture, everything should be in alignment with the content and the context so that the audience would be able to differentiate onto that. But however, there is no said as such a hard and fast rule. It is up to the members, however they can adopt to this. But well done on your evaluation. And to Toastmaster Nirmita, I must say you have a lot of potential to be even much more better speaker, right? So I would recommend you to bring more structure to your speech in the sense, of course, there was a basic structure you have, but how can you make it more, how can you make your audience to be hooked onto your speech? Right, that this is the time that you need to take that step, right? Rather than, of course, the content was lovely, but I would love to you to put some to use more rhetorics, right, or to use more punchlines, to use more certain aspects in your content so that people like listen to 5 to 7 minutes, right? With that, let me call upon the next evaluator for the table topics. And who better than a district level table topics champion to evaluate the table topic speeches? So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Joane Joseph. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Onto the stage to evaluate today's table topic speeches.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Paduka. And before I start, let me tell you, my pace is going to be very fast. We have five speakers. I have 2 to 3 minutes to evaluate. So it's going to be super fast, Rajdhani Express level. And I apologize for that from the start. So let's start with our first speaker, Banali. Her topic was, when do you forget your age completely? And Banali, let me tell you, I can't see you on the virtual stage. I can't see the timer, but I'm just continuing. I hope Zoom Master will spotlight them. And Banali, when do you forget your age completely? What I liked, first of all, is your language and the way you express yourself. Your hand gestures was really good. I think you were one of the few speakers today who used hand gestures beautifully to emphasize your emotions to the audience. And your language was also very beautiful. And you have a very strong voice. Use it more with a lot of tonality, even more. And I'll tell you, it was very nice to hear you loud in the morning on a Saturday morning. Now, what could have been better? So, your concept was very clear. You wanted to say never. I never feel out of my age. I always feel my age. So, what you could do is in your opening, you said, I don't forget ever my age. Instead of that, you can just stop and say never. Never do I forget my age. Now, what happens, immediately in your opening, you're hooking the audience because you have a very strong opinion and then you're justifying it. Same way, focus on your conclusion. In the conclusion, you said something like, how you live in the moment is what matters. Instead of that, if you can give a very strong conclusion by saying that live authentically or do what you want, and that is the moment when you forget your age. So, opening and conclusion is something that I think you can work on, but otherwise, a very beautiful take. Next, Sanjay, bottle of aged wisdom you'll give your 18-year-old self. Again, a repeating theme I'm seeing here is that you knew exactly what you wanted to say. You wanted to say health. I want to talk about health. That's it. But where I felt you faced a problem was in content, the fodder. Now, how to describe this health? So one point I can give you is WH question technique. What, why, when, where, how. What is want you say, I want to talk about health. Why? So that has to be justified. Why do you want to talk about health to your 18-year-old? When did you realize this? You said some BK, BH Hegde or something, you wanted to say that, but justify that in that context. That what did he say that made you realize your 18-year-old could get a benefit? And finally, the conclusion. You said in conclusion, I'm not able to tell anything more. Why? Because you couldn't find content. So here, one thing I'll tell you, my dear friend, is when you go for that WH question, and there is one thing called how. So your conclusion simply can be how the audience can now use this. How can you figure out health? You can simply say that, follow Nithin's advice and conclude in that way. Or you can say, go back to YouTube. You have 10,000 plus videos. Go and figure out what you want and do that. Something like that. So that how will give you the answer of what the audience should do and what a better conclusion can be. So opening and conclusion and WH questions is something that you can work on. Next, third, Nancy. Nancy, what compliment means more to you today than it meant, and you were like bang on. You said gray hairs, and I could relate. I have gray hair, and I love my gray hairs, no doubt about that. What I liked is the clarity with which you said, I know I love gray hairs now, and you also said aging is beautiful. So these were the two themes you were playing with, and you justified both the themes very beautifully in your table topic. One thing that I could uh, maybe you can improve. So one feedback I would give you is go back to the topic again and again, even if it's a 2-minute take. In the end, when you said aging is beautiful, it did not match with the topic, which is about compliments and why that compliments mean more to you right now than then. So from a speaker of your caliber, now that is also expected. So you're giving a beautiful speech, but how can you keep on the topic, stay on track? That is also expected from you. So go back to your topic. Otherwise it feels like beautiful speech, but did she forget the topic? The topic was about compliments and justifying that. So yeah, I got it. You forgot it. I know you did. I just didn't want to call you out there. So that's what is expected now from you. Next, we have the fourth speaker, Chaitra. Age like a famous person, who would it be? Chaitra, you came in bang on. You were like, we all know a lot of famous people, but I want to be like my grandfather. Brownie points for you for bringing someone from your own life and saying, this is the person I want to age with. Like there itself, we say na dil jeet liya. Like, because you didn't say Akshay Kumar, you didn't say all those names. So one thing for you, I'll tell you, is a very strong content and very strong opinion you already have. This is good for you. What you can do better? Here's the deal. Bring in the name of the famous people. Give some context in the early morning that, okay, I know there is someone like Akshay Kumar. I know there is someone like XYZ. And I know there are millions of people who follow them and want to be like them and age like them. But still, I choose my grandfather. Okay, so that compare and contrast makes it very, very promising opening and very strong opening, because people can now connect like, oh, There is Akshay Kumar, but still she wants to go like grandfather, and then justify why. And you said kindness, generosity, all of that. So that's beautiful. Conclusion, one point I can make is he happy today? Is he stronger today? Like, why today? He is generous, I get that, but why you want to be old like him? So what do you see him in him today that makes you feel like I want to be like my grandfather when I'm old? So that justification was also missing in the conclusion. Except that I'll tell you a very strong take and very good bringing in a personal story. Last one, Navdeep. An age where you were scared to reach, but you were happy because it turned out different. And I know you didn't get the topic only because the topic was talking about some place that you wanted to be. Say I'm in my 30s and I always was scared of my 30s, but now I'm very happy because I have beautiful gray hair in my 30s and I'm getting compliments for that. So that would be something like a take on the topic. But still, congratulations and kudos to you. Even if you misinterpreted, you were very strong. You said, I don't want to become 80 because I want to ride my motorcycle. Till that point, I was very happy. I was like, yes, he's going. Even if he misinterpreted, he's going strong. But what happened after the motorcycle? Where did that motorcycle go? From motorcycle, you completely went into health and diet and all of that. And let me tell you, we have already spoken a lot today about health and diet. It's done and dusted, right? Now I want to know more about you and your thoughts. So if you could have just spoken a lot more about your love for motorcycle, your fear that you won't be able to ride it, and then maybe come up with some justification on still 80, 90-year-olds are also riding motorcycles, that would have been a much more powerful and interesting table topic than the take that you took. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it could have been more interesting. But apart from that, I'll tell you, still congratulations for standing strong, even not understanding your topic, yet speaking about it. That is where the courage lies. That's all from my side. Overall, let me tell you, I only gave you evaluation on content because anyways, everybody's sitting and speaking. Hardly I can see anything to talk about delivery. But a great take and great table topic session. Thank you, and back to you, Paduka.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Joane. As I said, it was such a wonderful evaluation. I could see the quality of the feedback that you have provided to everyone. Well done on that particular part. One recommendation from my end is, as a person, personally, if you ask me, you're well done. Like, you're on to the point. But if I have to give an evaluation as a general evaluator, considering the audience grasping rate, right? If you ask me to do a trade-off, whether it's too much of information with respect to the given time, or you will select a pick one with the minimum amount of wordings, and then I would at this point in time, I would choose that rather than giving too much of information, because we want the members to have at least one takeaway. What is that one thing they can change from compared to in the next speech, right? I hope they remember everything. They should be able to grasp everything. But overall, I personally loved your evaluation, full on energy, and yeah, kudos on that particular part. And moving on, I would like to call upon the three musketeers for today. Toastmaster Ashwin Prasad, the timer for today, to state his report.
Thank you so much, General Evaluator. Today we have managed to stay within the time limit, most of the speakers. I'll just quickly share the report so that we can have an idea about times taken up. So this is a report. So as you can see, all the prepared speeches, the table topic speeches, and the evaluators have managed to qualify within the time limit. However, the table topic evaluator, which is in fact a challenging role to stay within the time, has just been disqualified. And overall, the meeting has in fact stayed within the time. And in the interest of time, I'm handing it back to the general evaluator. I will drop this report in the chat box for your reference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ashwin. That was quite a crisp and well observed report. Yes, with that, let me hand over to Toastmaster Subhashini to deliver her language evaluation report. Over to you, Toastmaster Subhashini.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So I'm just going to first congratulate people who use the word of the day: Paduka, Nirmita, Nithin, Inderpal, Shaitra. If I missed anyone, congratulations and thank you for using the word. Going to pronunciations for today, where we can actually use corrections. I picked words which we use quite a lot, but there can be, correct pronunciations. One is people use information. It's information. For information. Quirky. It's not quirky. It's quirky. R is silent. Quirky. Then compensated, compensated. And we all use comfortable, uncomfortable quite a lot. And I see a lot of people use comfortable. It's not table, it's comfortable. And evaluation, you use evaluate, all of that. So it's evaluation, valuation, valuation. Okay. And then barely, it's not barely I seek, it's barely. Professionals, no, professionals. Then injuries, no, injuries. With that pronunciation, there are like quite a few good words and impactful words that a lot of speakers use today here. Uttered, nuances, nudge, recite, refresher, mobility, pivotal, aesthetic, lavish, evolve, aroma, edible, embrace, all of that. Playful adaptation of idiom like love at first sip. That was beautiful. Then evocative phrase like a curiosity of a child's being used. Now, coming to what could have, been grammatically right and, could have had a better impact, even though if it's grammatically right, is I will start with work from home. You can actually go with, I will start with the topic of working from home. Sleep with my eye open. It could be a mistake, but if it's like one eye, then you can say with one eye open. Otherwise, it's eyes open. My heart stops, grammatically right. But you can say my heart skipped a beat or my heart sank. What will happen to a certain milestone is wrong. You can say what will happen when I reach that milestone. Folks around my house? No. Folks around my neighborhood, folks in my neighborhood, things like that. And very importantly, we use only predecessors for people who are where somebody has taken a position, role, or a lineage. If you're going to see a generic generation, if you're going to say there are ancestors, or you use in particular in generic, predecessors not to be used. With that, I think there are quite a lot I noticed, but everybody did a beautifully wonderful job, and I enjoyed listening to each one of you, and thank you, and back to the general evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Subhashini. Come on, guys, give a round of applause for her. I must definitely say your Gabby is one of the best evaluators, especially the language evaluators. This is one of the very tricky role taken. I mean, tricky role, and you need to be well versed in this particular segment in grammar. So even though we might be speaking for a very long time English, but knowing that nuances is like something, it's not very easier, as it's said. All right, so with that, let me call upon the listener for today, Toastmaster Pooja Sharma, to evaluate our audience based on their listening skills. Over to you, Toastmasters Pooja.
Now it's time for the listening skills. I'm going to ask you a few questions. So you can raise your hands. You can answer directly for these questions. The first question is, who became the teacher of Basavraj?
Her daughter.
His daughter.
That's correct. And the second question, what kind of comments written by teacher in the test paper?
Bad handwriting.
And what else it was there?
Excellent work. Focus on bad handwriting and read the question before you answer.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, and what Nirmita has learned from her experience?
Better things can lead to good results.
Confidence, yeah. That's correct. And what was the beautiful phase of life of Nirmita?
Motherhood.
Yeah, that's correct. And lesson will not come from teacher, and it will also come from, it's been told by Basavraj.
From your own child.
Children. Yes.
Yeah.
And there are 3 tips, lifestyle tips given by Nithin. What are those tips?
It's
Anyone?
strength, mobility, and balance.
Yeah. Okay, so what we have to keep doing every day in our daily life so that we can happy and can Yeah, anyone can say this answer? What we have to keep doing in our daily life to motivate ourselves or happy, to make ourselves happy.
Pamper.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, that's it from my side. I understand that most of people like very attentively listening to all the speeches, and thank you so much from my side.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Pooja. From next time, I would recommend you to have not more than 3 or 4 questions, especially considering we are already off the time limit. All right, with that, let me start upon my evaluation for today. Firstly, the XCOM committee, well done. Kudos on the preparation, because if you are able to start on the time, it is because of their effort that they are giving out before each and every meeting. So kudos to them. I could see the intros are well prepared and the timer cards are out, ready, and even I could see the timer, the design that is also there. So it does deserve a special mention over here. However, one question for the XCOM team is that the circulation of agenda has been stopped, because at least I wasn't able to find it out. Right. So do give a thought on that so that it would help the other role takers to be aware of the time that they have to align to. And of course, for today's meeting started on time, and Toastmaster Chaitra, right, as usual, you are calm, composed, and good content. Now the recommendation points are: number one, your eye contact, right? I could see that you're reading the script, because I could see your eyeball movement going from the left to right. But specifically when you're sitting close to the camera, we all need to be aware that we have to look at the camera so that the audience will see how you're expressing yourself onto the camera as well. So even if you make a slight mistakes, it will be caught on the camera. And number two, I would like to bring more energy. You're the first person on who is opening the meeting, right? So challenge yourself, right? Give some pause, but have some more energy onto the screen. Number two, the presiding officer addressed DTM Nancy. Uh, well done. I love the smiling face, the calm nature she always bring onto the table. Like you could feel that aura of, hey, she's the president of the club. Right. I must say, I could feel it even through the cameras. It was Mr. Nancy. Some recommendation from my end is I could see a lot of new members today, right? Well done on engaging with them. However, a couple of liners about what is Toastmasters would have helped. I do understand the time part of it, but at least whenever the new members are joining to the meeting, a couple of liners would help. But again, I love the strategy where you brought the experienced members to tell why you're here, right? I love that part. And number three, the joke master of today, Toastmaster Prasang Mani, very good attempt. I must say, we were all able, at least I was able to relate to the topic. It's quite a common topic. I loved gestures. I mean, I must say that maybe one of your strengths but you are not using it too up to the mark, right? Maybe you could try that and also bring a little bit more of drama, right? Might make it that may make this segment even more enjoyable. And coming to the Toastmaster for today, DTM Nithin Pathak. I must say, at least I could feel there's a lot of prep that has gone behind today's Toastmaster session. I could see from your presentations. In fact, I was a little bit curious. What was the app that you've been using to create this? You have followed all the right methodology to create a presentation. To every one of them, do note the kind of the color coding he has used, and the number of words on the screen, even pictures, videos, to make the content quite reaching to the audience, right? So I love that particular piece. Good prep, good structure, the way that you took the enter one as such. Certain nuances I loved it, which is like, let's say an audio video check, or when do we need to come back, telling the right time, right? Those are very important for the Toastmaster of the day. Now, the points for improvement, again, I would like to have a lot of audience engagement. Okay. I wasn't able, you must need to encourage the members to answer, rather maybe her hands raised or something. But the intent of every meeting for a Toastmaster should be, we need to make a chance for everybody to at least cite a sentence on the particular meeting. And Toastmaster of the day and the TTM can do that, right? So bring a lot of audience engagement rather than more of a monologue kind of a session, right? But honestly, I love the content that you brought onto the table today. And to the table topics master, Inderpal Chadha, again, firstly, I must say, every speaker today had not a bit of an anxiety on the screen. So well done, Gabby's. We are really doing good on that particular part. So everybody was calm, composed. The topics were on to the point with the theme. Points for my recommendation points. One is, I felt your again, everything what we were citing was pretty monotonous, right? For example, you were stating, when do you forget your age completely, right? So when do you forget age completely? Rather than say, when do you forget your age completely, right? That brings a little bit of you need to have some stress and the pause to make things a bit more exciting for us. And also during the closure, I love the line, but I wasn't able to enjoy the line much because, of course, you wrapped it up too fast because of the time. But you also need to translate because not everyone knows Hindi over here. So we have to keep that in mind. And yes, finally, to the audience, well done. Most of them brought a good energy onto the table. However, what I observed is only 50% of the members are on the camera. Even though you're not being able to be there on camera for all the throughout the time, which is recommended, at least try to stay as much as possible. Because I could see today, out of 26 members who were on the meeting, the peak time, only 13 members were on the camera, right? And also bring a lot of energy, be interactive. Let's make it even more live. With that, I'm so sorry, timer Toastmaster Ashwin. With that, let me hand over back to our TMOD for today, Toastmaster Nithin Pathak.
Thank you so much, Madam General Evaluator, for this report. And will not take more time to close this. The final comments, the summary notes which come in as we speak. Go. Yes. Let me know if my screen is visible. I think just a conclusion. Please, these are a few things. We'll share this with you. But I think as we grow old, the final conclusion part is that try to maintain some basic things. You don't have to, if you don't have much time, don't spend much time, but focus on key things and try to say if you want to. And like I said, it's only probably just half of your life you spent, and out of most of it were when we were very young and very energetic. So the remaining parts are there. We need to just build ourselves. This is one of the small story later on, not for today. We'll go for time. Handing over back to a presiding officer. Thank you so much, everyone, for this.
Thank you so much, distinguished Toastmaster Nithin Pathak. Can we have a round of applause for all our role takers for today's meeting? From Toastmaster of the Day to General Evaluators team, I think everybody has done a wonderful job, or rather, I should say, phenomenal job today. Now we know how we can age like a fine wine, no matter you are in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I think this topic was relevant for each one of us, and that's the beauty of Gabby's. We make it much more enjoyable and fun while we are learning some niche points. Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Nithin and the entire team. Having okay, I'm kind of repeating this. Having said this, let's keep the crutch out. Um, I noticed today there is some change in Zoom platform, and none of the team members are not able to figure out where the poll option is. Hence, we are not able to launch the polls. Let's figure out who was the best role taker for today's meeting. We will hear it from our guests. I see Satish Chaugule. Satish, I noticed that you joined somewhere in the middle of the meeting, but whatever you saw, I would love to hear it from you. What was the best you liked during the meeting?
Yeah, so this is the first time I joined this meeting, the Toastmaster. I just wanted to observe like what people are talking and how their communication is. But overall, I like the process, how you evaluate the things. So from next time onwards, like I will involve more.
Lovely. So we would love to have you as guest in our upcoming meetings as well. I would love to know who was the best role taker as per you from the time you joined.
Yeah. So Rani, Subhashini, she observed very nicely and I liked
Okay.
that.
Subhashini for Satish here. Thank you
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much. Thank you for the feedback. Next, we have Vikram Jyoti Prakash. Vikram, are you a Toastmaster? Any feedback from your side? Who did you like the best?
Hi, Nancy. Thank you for this opportunity. Yes, I am a Toastmaster. And yeah, I joined when the table topic evaluation was on. And it was really informative, even though I was not part of the table topic session, but still I enjoyed from the time I joined. And I would say the best role taker from the time I joined is the table topic evaluator, because I felt all her comments are, even though I did not hear it, I can still use it in my table topics the way she had given the comments. So thank you so much and wish you all the best.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikram, and that's Toastmaster Joanne, our table topic evaluator, the best role taker as per Toastmaster Vikram here. May I hear it from Mamta? Mamta, are you around? Not this Mamta. Mamta, I am calling Mamta Ratnam first, the guest, and then the role takers and the members.
Yeah. Hi, Nancy.
Yes, Mamta Ratnam. Any feedback on the meeting and who was the best role taker as per you?
Yeah, I would say this is the best meeting. I've been attending Toastmaster from last 1 or 2 years on and off. Uh, I would say this is very engaging and many things to take away. And coming to the best toast role taker, I would say it is Mamta Jain, the evaluator.
Oh, lovely. Mamta calling Mamta here. Mamta's favorite role taker is Mamta today. Congratulations, Toastmaster Mamta Jain. And thank you, Mamta, for the feedback. Can I hear it from Frederick? Frederick, are you around?
I
Yes.
yes, actually, I enjoyed today entire session. It is very thrilling, and it is. I am observing each one is unique and different. Their experience, their sharing, and that the evaluation. I like that one. That time evaluator Aswin Prasad did a good job, and he was uh, hidden, but he did a wonderful job. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Frederick. That's quite a boost of motivation for our timer here. Congratulations, Toastmaster Ashwin. I'm loving it that everybody is calling out different names here. There's no one particular favorite. So thank you for your feedback. Let's hear it from Pratham. Pratham Das.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the table topic section, so I would go for Johan. See, I really loved her way of delivering and the way she explained each of the plus points and the where they can improve both sections. I enjoyed them.
Thank you for the feedback, Pratham, and thank you for choosing out your best. Joanne is surely coming out to be the best. Anaga,
Hello. Am I audible?
yes, your feedback on the
I
meeting and your
too, yeah, I too like the table topics evaluation, and I also liked you as a host. It is very nice to see everyone engaging and happy, and then it gives me the kind of confidence to speak. And yeah, I kind of like the whole meeting actually. I cannot choose one person as a role. This thing.
Thank you so much, Anaga. You have already chosen Joanne as the best table topic evaluator, and then rest of us. Thank you so much for your feedback as well as the diplomatic answer. Let's hear it from quickly from our members. There's no polls today, so I think it's time to encourage each other. I'll take another minute or so. Bernali, quickly, one name.
Paduka.
Paduka. Okay, Nithin.
I love the speech. I think both Baswara, the change, and also Nirmita,
One,
wonderful.
one, one.
Nirmita.
Nirmita. Okay. Inderpal.
I would say Nithin for bringing in such a engaging topic.
Nithin.
And
Okay. Mamta. Mamta Jain. Paduka. Okay. Basavraj.
Yeah, Nithin.
Nithin. Okay. Ashwin.
Nithin Nitesh.
Subhashni.
Paduka.
Pooja.
Nithin.
Paduka.
Uh, I would say Joke Master Pressing for his attempt. I must say that's a very daunting role, and it's not easier.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Did I miss anybody? Saurav is the only one who I missed. He is driving at the moment, so I'll spare him. Well, as per me, I would also say that I love the table topics. The table topics were very relevant to the theme, and that made it all the more interesting. And our Sergeant at Arms. It's not an easy job to read the same script every week. And what I loved about our Sergeant at Arms is she keeps on bringing in new things in the script, and introducing the same presiding officer is no fun, and every time she surprises me with a different introduction. So that's my favorite. Thank you so much, everybody. With this, I call meeting number 284 of the Gabbys Toastmasters Club to a close. We will meet on Tuesdays at 7:30 p.m. and I thank each one of you for your time today. Just love the experience, love the session. I'll see you on Tuesday at 7:30.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.